Dear students, in this video I am going to explain how the least square method is used to fit a straight line in torsional pendulum experiment. So first we should discuss about what is least square method. So least square method is a statistical method. It is used, that is, it is practiced to a best fit the straight line for the given data. Whatever the data we are taking, for that how can we fit the best line? Okay, so this method only we are going to use for the torsional pendulum experiment. And this method is described by an equation. This is what we are going to use later. Equation with the specific parameters. Okay, certain set of equations we are going to use to reduce the errors in the data. And this method actually defines the solution for minimization. This is what already I said, minimization of errors in the result of each equation. While doing the experiment, we will make certain errors. Okay, either the student will make the error or even in the device also certain errors will be occurred. So to avoid that, we are going to use this least square method. Okay, so now you will have idea about the least square method. Let us get into the topic now. So this is the tabular column we used for taking the values in torsional pendulum experiment to determine the time period. So the first column serial number, second one is length of the pendulum, which is represented by the letter L and its unit is centimeter. Time for 10 oscillations, trial 1 and trial 2, and then we have to take the mean of this trial 1 and trial 2. Okay, next one is time period. So capital T, time period is represented by capital T, which is equal to small t, this value divided by 10. Why? Because we have taken for 10 oscillation, that's what it should be, divided by 10. And its unit is second. After that, after calculating these things, we have to calculate t square, the square of this t value. So for each value, we have to square it, right? So finally, we will get the t square. So now we are going to do the least square for this values only. One is L and another one is t square. So now I am going to consider the L as X and this t square as Y. Okay. So now I have taken this X is equal to, that is X is equal to 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. And then the corresponding t square value I have to consider it as y value. Okay, so now we have idea about x and y. The next step is equations. See here, this is the equations required for the straight line. So straight line equation is y is equal to a0 plus a1x. Y is equal to a0 plus a1x. So now how to find this a0 and a1, and what are the equations to find the a0 and a1. So the next step, this equation I have considered it as 1, and the next I am considering the normal equations for the straight line. Sigma y is equal to n a0 plus a1 sigma x. Actually this is the symbol for the summation. Okay, so now summation y is equal to n a0 plus a1 summation x. This is equation number 2. And the next equation is summation xy is equal to a0 summation x plus a1 summation x square. So now by using these two equations, we have to find out the value of a0 and a1. Okay. So to find these values, we are going to use this table. Why? Because we need summation y, summation x, summation xy and summation x square. To find these four values, I am going to use this table. So this value x is nothing but length of the pendulum from the previous tabular column, and y is the time period square. Already I mentioned time period square. So x is length of the pendulum and y is the square of the time period. The same values I have mentioned over here. Okay, and the next column I mentioned x square, and the third one is xy. Okay, so now you see here x value is 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. Okay, so summation x is nothing but summation of x is equal to 90 plus 80 plus 70 plus 60 plus 50 which is equal to 350. Okay, so that is what the value I have written in the table. So summation means we have to add all the values in the table. So this is the summation of x value. The same thing we have to do for all the columns also. So y here, so that summation of y is equal to add all the values. And then summation of x square. How to find the x square? The x can be squared. 90, how can we do the square? 90 into 90. Okay, we will get 8100. Like that, for all the values we have to do the squaring here, and finally it should be summed. That means it should be added together to get the summation of x square, right? Next step is x into y. This is x and this is y. Both should be multiplied. That is 90 into 77.44. That should be multiplied so that we will get the answer. So this is xy column, and finally we have to take the summation of xy. So add all the values and get this summation. So to solve this equation, we have taken this tabular column to get all the values. Summation of y is here, summation of x is here, okay, and the xy, summation of xy last column, and the x square is the this column. Okay, so all the values we are calculating by using this tabular column. What is the next step? We have to substitute all the values in the equation 1 and equation 2 and equation 3 to get the values of a0 and a1. So how it should be substituted? Listen here. First, equation 2, I am going to write the values from the tabular column in equation 2. What is equation 2? Summation of y is equal to n a0 plus a1 summation x. Actually, summation y and summation x we can take from the table. And what is meant by n? N is the number of datas. For example, x is equal to, what are the datas? How many datas we have taken? 5 datas. That is 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, right? So how many data? 5 data. So n is equal to 5. So now we have to substitute all the values in this equation. So what is the summation y value from the table? The second column will show the answer, that is 273.37, which is equal to n is equal to 5 and a0, that value only we are going to calculate, and a1, a0 and a1 we are going to calculate, and sigma x is equal to 350. Sigma x is equal to 350, right? This I am considering, that means equation number 5, because this is equation, and after substituting the value we are getting certain equation, that I am mentioning it as equation number 4, right? The next step is third equation. Again I am going to write the third equation. What is that? Sigma, that is the summation xy is equal to a0 summation of x plus a1 summation x square. This is third equation. From the table substitute all the values. So summation xy is 2028.8 is equal to a0 summation of x is 350, okay, plus a1 summation x square is 25,500. Okay, so this I am considering equation number 5. Actually, third equation, after substituting the values, I am considering it as equation number 5. Now you see this equation 4 and 5. Okay, 4 and 5. By using the elimination method, I can solve to get the values of a1, a0 and a1. Okay, so how I am writing the equation 4? You listen. Equation 4, for my convenience, I just writing like this: 5a0 plus 350a1 is equal to 273.37. Right? For my convenience, I just written left hand. I just changed the left hand side and right hand side. And the equation 5 is 350a0 plus 25,500 a1, 25,500 a1 is equal to 20,208.8. Okay, this is fourth equation, this is fifth equation. By using the elimination method, which method I am going to use? Elimination method. Elimination method. Now you see this equations 4 and 5. So if it is 350, I can cancel this A naught, right? So that 5 into 70 will become 350. So the fourth equation overall I am going to multiply by 70. Everything, it should be multiplied with the 70. Here also 70. Here also 70, right? Now fourth equation into 70, so that I will get 350 A naught plus 24,500 A1, which is equal to 19,135.9, right? Fifth equation as such only. Okay, so what is the fifth equation? 350 A naught plus 25,500 A1 equal to 20,208.8. Okay, so now what I have to do is subtracting equation 4 from equation 5. Okay, equation 5 is having high value, so 4 should be subtracted from that. So how can we subtract? Listen carefully. Okay, so now I am subtracting equation 4 from 5. So 350 minus 350, both will be cancelled. 25,500 minus 24,500 A1. So that I will get 1000 A1, right? Which is equal to 20,000 minus 90,000. So the difference will be 1072.9. Okay. So from this easily we can calculate the A1 value. 1072 by 9 divided by 1000. So that I will get the answer A1 is equal to 1.0729, right? So this is the value of A1. This is the value of A1. So next step, we have to substitute this value in equation 2. Okay. So what is that? Substitute. Next step is substitute the value of A1 in equation 4. What is equation 4? 5A plus 350 A1 equal to 273.37. Okay, so in the place of A1, I am going to substitute this value to get 5A naught. Okay, so now 5A naught plus 350. What is the value of A1? 1.0729, which is equal to 273.37, right? So by multiplying this, what is the value I am getting? 5A naught plus the value is 375.515, which is equal to 273.37. Okay, I need A naught value. So 5A naught is equal to this 375 will go that side. 273.37 minus 375.515. If you subtract this, I will get the value of minus 102.145. Okay, I need A naught. So A naught is equal to minus 102.145 divided by 5, which is equal to minus 20.429. Okay, so this is the value of A naught. So A naught is equal to minus 20.429. Okay, by solving this equations, we got the value of A naught and A1. Okay, this is A1 and this is A naught. Now both the values should be substituted in the equation 1, which is for the straight line. What is the straight line equation? Y is equal to A naught plus A1x. A naught plus A1x. What is the A naught value? Minus 20.429 plus A1 value is 1.0729 x. Okay, so this is the equation for the straight line by using the least square method. Now you see two terms are there, right? This term is there, no, a naught, which is the error, okay, we observed. That means while doing the experiment, the students may make the mistake while taking the values, or otherwise they will create the error. Sometimes the device itself create the error. Okay, so based on the device or depends upon the students, the error will be created. Okay, so this is what the error we observed by means of the least square method. So now what we are going to do is we have to skip this error. We have to ignore this error. So what is the equation now? Y is equal to 1.0729x. Finally, we have to take this value. Okay, 1.0729x. Now, what is the next step? Okay, substitute the values of x in above equation. Values of x in above equation. What is this? Value of x is nothing but, as per our table, value is 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, right? Now y is equal to, what is that? 1.0729 into x, right? So substitute this 1.0729 into 90. So what is the value you are getting? Listen. I am getting 96.561. Like that, if you substitute all the values, I am getting 85.832, 75.103, 64.374, 53.645. So now this is my y value to draw the graph. Okay, so here x is there and here y is there. So by doing the least square method, we got this value after ignoring the errors, right? So now we have to plot the graph between x and y. Actually, as per the theory of the torsional pendulum, L should be taken in the x-axis. Okay, L means length of the pendulum, that is here. Okay, and then in y-axis we have to consider the t square. Okay, this t square after the least square method. So now 0, 10, 20, like that we should go up to 100. Okay, maximum value is 90, that's what 100. Here also 10, 20, like that we have to go up to 100, right? Actually, as per the theory of the torsional pendulum, the graph passes through the origin. Okay, we have to start. If you plot the points, we will get the graph like this, straight line. Okay, we will get graph like this. After plotting the graph for this value, listen carefully, after drawing the straight line, now what you have to do is, already we have done the experiment. We have taken the y value, right? Previously, before doing the least square method. That value we have to note down. For example, for me, 77.44, 68.89, 49, 39.6, 38.44. This I have to plot in the graph. For example, I am getting for 50, for 60, like that I have to plot. Maybe some students, they may get either it will be more or less. Okay, like that we used to get. So after putting the points, we have to show, see, my value is deviated this much, increased this much. My value is deviated like this, either in positive direction or in negative direction, like that we have to show. So why we are doing the least square method, now you can understand, your value is deviated from this much value. Okay, so that's what we are following, the least square method. So I hope you understand how to draw the graph and how to plot the points to show the errors while doing the experiment. So now this A1 is there, no? This A1 is nothing but slope of the experiment. A1 is the slope of the experiment. So slope, generally what is the formula? Slope is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That is t square. Y2 is t square, delta t square divided by delta L value. This is what we have taken. Okay. So this slope, that value of the slope is nothing but 1.0729, which is equal to delta T square divided by delta L. Okay. So in this way, we used the least square method to avoid the errors while doing the experiment. Okay. So please go through that. If you have any doubt, please ask me in the comment box. Thank you everyone.